What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster in the One, the only Time City. And today I got a little bit of a shorter episode for you guys today, but that's okay because we actually do something really cool here. We're going to be working on a little bit of the plaza of the clock tower and one of the first time portals to our world, one of the worlds. So we're going to be working on the time portal to the Jurassic section of the park, and I absolutely thought this was a cool idea. Some of you suggested it. I wasn't originally going to have a pathway from the entrance that connected to each section of the park, but I think it's highly needed since I did some crowd some of those crowd tests where I actually like guess into the park and kind of see where they flow around to see exactly, because I want to level it out to make the park kind of evened out and perfectly balanced and everything like that, as all things should be, you know. But anyways, and the monorail just got extremely busy. Too many people were trying to get on the monorail because that's where all the stuff was. It led them to the rides and attractions. Now, to lessen the little bit of that monorail, I'm going to actually be building some pathways that lead to every section of the park from the entrance as well, so guests can go and wander to these areas a little bit easier on foot if they'd like to, or they can take the monorail. I'm going to be doing some crowd tests after I get this finished as well to see how well they do. As for the time portal here, this time portal that leads you to the Jurassic section, this is the first portal we're working on, and all these portals are probably going to look the same. I'm still going to work on this a little bit more, and I might do some changes a little bit along the way to get something I really, really want, and it's essentially just a portal to a different time. And I'm actually going to put signs at the ends of the portals and stuff, welcome to the year whatever, and we'll figure out what years exactly what we're going to be going to, but that will be cool enough in the end. So I absolutely had some different ideas of what I wanted to do with these portals, and I had some light ideas and different kinds of effects. I still might alter it later on to something else possibly to make it look a little bit different, but the overall result of what we came out with was not too bad. I'm not completely satisfied with it. We're definitely going to have to do some exterior work on it as well, because we don't have a whole lot of exterior stuff with it done just yet. I do want to do more exterior stuff, and that's the main thing that we need to work on, is a little bit exterior design in the tunnel itself. The inside is looking pretty cool. I like the lights and the ambience that I do add in the end. I do make it kind of look like a walkthrough, almost kind of like a spaceship. I don't know, really. I wanted to have something animated in here really bad, but I don't know how to do that just yet without doing maybe video panels possibly and doing something along those lines. But as of right now, this is what we pretty much get into. So you're going to walk through these time portals, which is going to transport you to these sections as well. You can use the time machines, or you can use the time portals, which again are going to transport you to every single part. And the really cool part about this is all going to be coming from this one plaza. This one plaza is going to connect you to all these time portals, and you can choose where you want to go. And the cool part is, it's where the clock tower is, and it makes sense. I think it's really cool, and I like the idea, and I think it fits in really well because it's in the center of the park, and I'm going to be able to access all those pathways to those sections very easily, pretty well. So next one portal that we'll probably end up putting in is going to be going to the Apocalypse section, of course, and then of course we have the Greek/Roman section and the sci-fi section, or the futuristic kind of section. Those are going to be the sections that are going to be coming in afterwards. So we're very close to getting to the Greek/Roman section. I want to do some more touch-ups on the Apocalypse still. I want to get more of that tower done, which we do work a little bit on the tower ride in this episode later in the episode. So I do want to do a lot more touch-ups in the Apocalypse section before we get into the next section and start working a little bit more in the next section of the park, which again, of course, is the Greek/Roman section. I'm very excited about that because I already know some of the rides that I'm going to be inputting in there, and trust me, it's going to be a really, really cool themed area, like for sure. This Apocalypse section, I hopefully can get to a point where I think it is in a really close to completion status. Once we get to that, then we can actually move on to the next section of the park, which is the 3rd out of 4 sections, which I can't wait to get into that. I'm hoping to get a lot of the park completed, maybe by, you know, maybe, I really don't think it will happen, but I want to try and maybe get the Greek/Roman section kind of in close to the completion state by the end of December. So that way we have just the futuristic sci-fi section by the end, or starting into the my off season, which I get to do a lot of. That way I can get basically I want to get the path layout and the entire park layout kind of complete, and then I can really focus on all the details around the park a lot more in detail. That is going to be my idea, and what I really want to get into is really getting into the details. So I really want to try and polish up, get to these sections into a decently completed state, which means like the path layout and majority of the buildings are pretty much going to be in there. All they need is some touch-ups and completion as in more detail, which I'm going to be adding to a lot more of my buildings later on. You will see that for sure. I'm going to be adding lots of details to my buildings, but I just still want to just get more of the park layout more completed. So we're going to be working on a lot of stuff here and there and getting that apocalypse section hopefully more closer to that completed status within the next couple episodes. We're probably going to be working on a lot more of the clock tower the next few episodes as well. Get that more completed. I still have a couple scenes to make in there, touch up a couple of the other scenes, and then we're going to be working, after we get all the scenes done and all the effects done on the inside, we can enclose the building once we get all the scenery and all the theming and they're done. Once we get that building enclosed, we're going to be really in the home stretch of that ride and work once we get to the exterior design of the building, which I'm very excited about. I got a little bit of some cool ideas going in and that, and we'll see how that turns out. So in this episode, we also kind of just go around and try and maybe, you know, touch up on some the Main Street buildings along the road, and just kind of, you know, this building, I wanted to keep it pretty fairly simple, not too much detail, but still enough detail to make you really believe that's a nice, beautiful little building, you know, because I also, once I get all these buildings and we're more in the completed state, when I go to the final detailing kind of stage, I'm gonna actually mess a lot of these buildings up a little bit to make it more of the apocalypse style kind of section. So you're gonna be seeing me, like, yes, all these buildings kind of look new and nice and, you know, brilliant, but I'm actually gonna go back in there and actually, you know, mess them up a little bit more, make them dirtier, make them look like they're falling apart and stuff, because we are in the apocalypse section. But I kind of wanted to get the feel of all the buildings first, so I figured I'd build all the buildings kind of normal at first, and then we're gonna go back and actually, you know, mess some stuff up here and there to make it kind of more less detailed. So I did get a comment on this building, the monorail station, where it's too enclosed, you know, and that's the actual kind of theme that I'm going along. It needs to be more enclosed anyways, so just keep that kind of in mind. We're gonna have a lot of theming on the inside of these stations, and the building is necessary. And I wanted this building to be kind of taller because we needed more taller buildings in this, because it's really gonna give you that kind of city feeling that, in the apocalypse section. That's what I wanted. Some multiple taller buildings, and really give you that kind of that city feeling. Maybe not necessarily a giant city, you know, like not like New York or anything like that, but, you know, pretty decently good sized looking city for the most part. And oh my gosh, the wooden coaster is really starting to come along the GCI Salvage. I'm very excited for that, you guys. You have no idea. So I hope you guys are excited of going on into the Greek/Roman section. I'd love to hear you guys in the comments section below on what you're really hyped up for in the next coming sections. Like, are you excited for the Greek/Roman section? Or are you really excited for the sci-fi/futuristic section? I want to know what you guys go. So a lot of people, you're asking, when are you going to start building some dark rides? And that's a good question, because I'm going to be adding some dark rides. Definitely going to be a lot one or two of them are going to be in the futuristic section, and there might even be one in the Greek/Roman section. I'm still kind of thinking about that. I do know what coaster, I do have a certain coaster I know that I'm going to be adding in the Greek/Roman section. I'm going to keep that a surprise for when we get to that. Hopefully that will be very, very soon once we start to get into the Greek/Roman section, and I'm very excited for that section. It's going to be one of my favorite ones because I've never done that kind of architecture. I'm very excited to do it because I know we have a lot of good pieces in Planet Coaster to actually work on that. So that's the one thing about this project. I'm actually going in and doing some new architectures that I've never done before, and it's a really good learning experience for me. So there might be buildings that might not turn out as good as I hope, but I'm definitely going to learn a lot along the ways, and that's the good thing about this park is I'm going to be learning a lot more about a lot of different theming elements that I never use, because I always am a big rustic kind of theme, you know, 1800s theming and stuff like that. That probably because my background with Silver Dollar City and Dollywood and stuff, you know, I love those parks. I love that theming. It's probably my strongest point is actually being those kind of theming. Those themes. So I'm trying to get away from that a little bit and working on some new kind of theming. So that's kind of where I am on that at the moment, and that's the big reason why I came up with the idea of Time City and wanted to do a lot of these different themes. You know, I wanted to do different sections of the park that really challenged my building skills, and that was the big point that I was going to do. So we do a little bit of work again on the tower ride, and I had to create an exit, and it was a little hard to do an exit because I want to make everything a little realistic. Instead of doing elevators, I want to make sure all the disabled guests can actually just go up ramps instead, and that's kind of my idea with these exits. So on this one, I wanted to make an exit that kind of spiraled down. It's going to be indoors, so it's going to be adding on and give the tower just a little bit more shaping as well. When we detail this tower, it's going to be very interesting on how it's going to turn out. You're going to see a lot of windows and everything, and I'm going to make it look like a cool tower. It's going to look very damaged, and it's going to look really, really nice. So this, I kind of work a little bit on the station where you enter the car itself for this ride, and I wanted to make sure there's actually going to be some doors on either side, so you can't really see anything. It almost looks like you're hopping into an elevator pretty much, and you're going for a ride. That's what it's going to be in on that as well. So, like I said, you're going to be seeing a lot of Planet Coaster episodes because Planet Coaster episodes, I mean like Time City episodes. You should know this by now, but time is of the essence of getting this park done. I wish I had a time machine to give myself a little bit extra time, but unfortunately that's not going to be happening. You know, the off season, I got to take advantage of that off season to get this park going, and you know, I really need to get into the next section fairly soon, so we gotta really work hard the next couple episodes and hopefully get a lot of stuff done. And I'm very bad at being a slow builder and not getting as much done as I would want to in each episode. You know, I'm not getting tons done, but I'm getting stuff done, but just not a lot done within the 2.5 hours that I record. And if it takes longer sessions each day and a little more commitment, maybe that's what I'm going to have to start doing. But we'll see once we get into that eventually. But as of right now, this is where we're at. And you know, I thought I started pretty early. We've been working on this park since January. We've almost been working on this park for nearly a year, and I cannot believe that. That is absolutely nuts, and I feel like I should have a lot more done in this park by now. You know, for a year's worth of content, you know, I feel like this park should have a little bit more done. I mean, hasn't been quite a year yet. We still have another month or two before it's been a year, but you kind of get the idea of what I mean there. Like, I feel like I bet you guys would agree on me, you know, for being a year, I feel like I should have gotten a lot more done. I started this park back in the off season in the first place, and I'm going to be working on my next off season to try and get it even more completed. So I'd like to hear you guys in the comments section. What do you guys think? And that's going to about do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe for more amazing content like this. I appreciate all the support, guys. And we will catch you guys in the next video or an episode, wherever you see me in next, even if it's a live stream. And that's about it. So have a great day and even a cooler tomorrow. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And goodbye.